Inside Boxing's Throwdown. My name is Steve Johnson, co-host Aurelio Martinez. Hey Aurelio, last night we had a real good fight. Last week we talked about it. I was looking forward to this fight because I thought it would show me a lot, and it would show the rest of the world a lot of what we have been talking about for the last couple of years for sure. And that in the welterweight division right now, Earl Spence is the man. I think last night he showed he fought Spence Peterson there, and right there at the Barclays Center in New York. I was actually kind of surprised that the crowd was what you call it? Not Lamont, but
Spence.
Spence, yeah. The crowd was pretty much pro Spence, you know, and I think that's a lot of that probably has to do with the fact that, you know, everybody pretty much knows that Spence Peterson is on the downside of his career, but still a dangerous fighter, and I think he showed that last night. You know, that he's still somebody that has pop, somebody that can really deal with you. But the one thing that I saw, which was, and we'll talk about it more, but Aurelio, for all the talk about everybody else, I just want to talk about Earl Spence for a minute. I don't even think anybody would dispute this either. He has a lot of Marvin Hagler in him, and by that I'm talking about he gives and he can take. You know, there's a lot of guys that can give and can't take.
Yeah.
He can give and he can take, and the thing is on his side is that he's young. Yeah. You know, so I think he's going to be around for a while. Once again, at the end of the fight, he did what he does every time now. He calls out Keith Thurman, you know, and Keith Thurman came in last night. I saw him where he said, hey, young fella, calm down. You're going to get your chance. I don't like that for one reason, because everybody was almost big fans of Keith Thurman, because you remember for a while he was like,
you could
I'm going to fight for free and da-da-da-da-da. But now that he's there, he realizes he's the top guy, and he's going to pick and choose what he does. And like you said, I wouldn't disagree with that, but now he's going to have to back up a lot of his previous talk.
Well, you know, and that's the thing about Thurman. When you just to mention Thurman, you know, he wasn't picking and choosing, but that changed now, because you know, when the money factor comes in, it changes a little bit.
Right.
But anyway, going back to Spence and Peterson, Peterson's done. Okay, done. We talked last week, and I was expecting a good fight from Lamont. I was expecting. He's dangerous. He's former champion. He knows what he has to do in the ring. So just given that, I was expecting a good fight, and it didn't happen.
Oh, I disagree.
No, it didn't happen. His whole strategy was completely wrong, giving up the first few rounds and going into a high defensive mode, hands up, back crouched, and stuff like that. You can't fire off of that posture. You can't fire, and you can't get the respect. And I'll tell you one thing you better do, you know, with a fighter like Spence, is you better get the respect so you can so you just don't allow your opponent to wail on you. And he didn't do that for the first couple of rounds. I don't know what he was thinking. I think he was thinking weather the power of Spence and then come back strong. But that never works.
Really, he's a notorious slow starter. I don't think if you came out expected to see him come out the first 2 rounds, bangs away, like I said, that's not him. That's not him. But what I saw happen is that...
Well, you need to fight according to who's in front of you.
Well, you can't change who you are.
Yeah, his trainer could have warmed him up in the back.
Mike Snapper's been with him since the beginning, okay?
Okay, but that's what he's done. Spence Peterson is done. Okay,
I disagree.
The five people there, or 4 or 5. You got Keith Thurman. You got Crawford. You got Danny Garcia. You got Manny Pacquiao. And
Sean Porter.
And Sean Porter. He cannot get in the ring with any of them. He can't. So unless he's going to go in there and fight someone like Breedis or Mike Alvarado or something like that, he's done, man. He's done. And this fight showed it, because he didn't fight. And then when he decided to throw punches and he caught Spence with solid right hands, they didn't phase Spence.
But that's what I'm telling you about Spence. He reminds me so much of Hagler. He can give and he can take. Not many people, I'm telling you, last night, some of those punches Earl Spence with last night, not many boys can take that punch.
Well, let me tell you, you take a tiger, a lion, or something going out there on the hunt, okay? you can detour them from getting you by putting up, like you can take a moose or something, and if he stays there and fights and starts to bunk it, he can veer off that, okay? But once they start to run and give the lion the ability to get his prey, the lion can get hit, and his confidence, he's going to eat. So that's what I'm saying. Same thing with Spence. He got hit, and it ain't gonna phase him because he already knew he was gonna take this boy apart, and he did. I mean, the level was just so different. Spence was way up here, and Lamont was way down here.
Well, I think that's easy to say after the fact, but Lamont Peterson after the fact.
That's what I'm saying.
After the fact, Lamont said, after Jim Gray asked him, he said, "Yeah, that's the toughest fight I've had in my career." I mean, he's telling you, I hit that boy with some bombs that other people would go from. Okay.
1 and 2, very sparingly.
It doesn't matter.
Well, it does matter
because if I hit you
when
with a punch as hard as I can, and you keep coming at me, that's destroyed a lot of my confidence.
Well, it will exactly, it will. But what I'm saying is, he waited and he gave Spence the floor. He gave him the platform. He gave him the confidence. He gave him everything he needed to give him. And Spence is, like you say, is the best out there right now. So why are you going to do that? You know, I would rather see a fighter of mine go in there and take it to him toe-to-toe from the beginning and either get knocked out in the second or third round, but I mean, give it all he got, than to cower and give away 2-3 rounds and give the confidence. Confidence is a mother, man.
Yeah, it is.
It's a mother. So
I'll tell you this. Right now, it looks like the only person out there who would give him trouble might be Terrence Crawford. But as far as I'm concerned, Terrence Crawford still has to fight at 147. This fight with Crawford against Horn is going to show a whole lot. Horn is a big welterweight. We'll get to see how Terrence does with him. He's going to try to outbox him because that's what he does.
Yeah.
We'll get to see if Horn is able to bully him and do some of the antics that he has, that European style of, just seeing, how much he can take. We'll get to see again, what happens right there. But, I think right now you have Earl Spence here, you have Keith Thurman here, and all the rest are down here.
Well, I agree. I think Spence's team is doing the right thing because
no question.
The fight is Thurman. That's the fight that's going to sell.
That's the one he wants.
That's the one that's going to sell. That's the one that can be a pay-per-view. That's the one that can be a Showtime exclusive or an HBO. But that's the one that can be a big a marquee fight, okay?
Yes.
The rest of them right now, unfortunately, including Pacquiao, will not command that kind of money to put that fight on the big stage and to make the big money coming in. But Thurman's there. But I'm going to tell you what, I don't think Thurman wants to fight Spence. I mean, read between the lines and how he answers questions.
I told you that.
Okay?
I told you
son,
that.
You'll get your chance. Son, you'll get your... That means I don't want to fight you.
Yeah, he's gonna pull some of that other stuff like Danny Garcia is already saying. Terrence Crawford needs to fight Earl Spence, and then the winner of that gets me.
See, and
it's nonsense.
And you can interpretate that. I mean, they're not tricking anybody out there that knows boxing. All them answers are they're excuse-laced answers, and all their you can translate every one of them, no matter how you do it, and saying, I ain't gonna fight you.
Last night, once again, Earl Spence said that he wants to fight 3 times in 2018. Okay,
that's a lot. Yeah.
So who do you see in these next 2 fights for him? Possibly.
Well,
any names you think?
I think you got to push for Thurman, but I don't think Thurman's going to take.
No, I don't think that was going to happen. So
I don't think
who are the other 2? Because you got 1 down. So who's the other 2 you see him fighting in 2018?
Well, you know what? I think he should take Danny Garcia because Danny Garcia is going to fight coming up Brandon Rios, and he shouldn't have a problem with Brandon Rios. And that could be basically his tune-up fight to go and get in there with Spence. Now,
I don't think Danny Garcia will get in there with it. He's already said basically as much when he said Spence and Crawford need to fight. Well, he thinks he's hot shit right now, and I don't know why.
Well, see, the 2 money fights don't want to mix it up. So I mean, that's what I'm saying. He can fight Porter. Porter will fight him. But that's not going to be a money fight. That'd have to be maybe an ESPN situation.
Yeah.
But that's it looks like that might be what comes out. I mean, so it's unfortunate, but Spence, he just got to keep doing. He can start bringing them people from Europe and
I don't think they're going to do that. I think they're going to stay right here and see what happens. But like he said before he went over and fought in England, he said, "I'm not worried about these other guys. They don't want to fight." Okay, and he's still right. And like he gave credit to Peterson last night. He said he took the fight and other people won't. He knows what he's up against. Same thing that Crawford was up against at 140. Other people that they don't want to take the fight. Now Crawford moves into 147. We'll get to see.
10 seconds.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So, but you do think that ending up this first segment, you think that Lamont Peterson is done?
Yeah.
I don't think he's done, other than the fact that what Mike said a couple of times. You know, he said, "I'm gonna take care of my guy. You know, he's my son, and I'm gonna take care of him." I think he saw some things.
You know, Lamont. I'm saying he's done. He's done on that top
On that level. Okay. Yeah,
but
that's
what
fair.
he's going to have to do, and I think the fight that should be made, just saying there, I think Lamont, to get himself back into a groove, climb back into this big money type fights, he need to fight Mike Alvarado.
No, but I disagree. I think that he's, just from hearing him and Mike Stafford last night, I think that you might be right. He might be done. You know, he might be done, but I don't think he's going to allow him. Mike won't allow him to get into another tough fight. I don't think that. And Mike would be a tough fight for him.
Well, we know Mike would be a tough fight for him,
Yeah.
but what do they think? I think.
No, I think they know better.
No, but anyway.
That's the end of our first segment.
Spence, congratulations, my man.
Yes.
You got all the tools. Your head's on the right level, and you're gonna be there for a while. But
yeah, good job, Earl. All right, end of our first segment. We'll be back with the second segment. We're going to talk about next weekend's upcoming fights. The one I'm looking forward to is Lucas Matisse is back.
Yeah.
That's going to be a good one. But we'll talk about that when we come back in our second segment.
all right, be right back. Till then, Steve.
Hey.
Keep them hands up, baby.
All right.